Greetings. Well, I would like to know how are you doing with questions 1 and 2 that I shared with you on my last segment. Are you asking, is God answering my prayers? And number 2, how often is God doing that? Those are two questions that I actually used that honestly have helped me to become calm and centered. And clearly, that is the goal I want for you. So if you haven't made it a commitment to be consistent with those two questions, I encourage you to do that. Now, the last time in the last segment, I shared with you how today I was going to be sharing with you how prayer actually saves you time. Georgia, my granddaughter, who is 9, said this when I told her that I was going to be sharing an episode on my channel. She said, Nana, oh my gosh, you mean you're going to be on YouTube? And I said, yes. And the topic is going to be on prayer. Now, this is what shocked me. Georgia immediately asked, are you, Nana, going to share the prayer that we did together? Now, this is a prayer that we did when Georgia was 5. And I said yes, because it honestly is the only example I have of where prayer is on one side of the issue and no prayer is on the other. It's the only example I have. But why do I share this shocking revelation? I had no idea, nada, that Georgia was that influenced by the prayer, that the prayer we had done together had made such an impression, had had such an impact. Why do I share this bit of information? What we say, our actions, can either be on the positive side of the equation or they can be on the negative. If our actions and our words are on the positive side, we will be building up their self-esteem. They will be seeing truth in action. If our words, on the other hand, are on the negative side, negative energy, then we will be pulling down their self-esteem. We're human, but I think ideally it should be our goal that as much as we possibly can, be mindful of our words and our actions because they have an impact greater than we can possibly ever imagine. Now, with that said, I am going to share with you, like I said, the prayer where both sides of the coin are illustrated. We had just come back from celebrating my birthday. We were at my daughter's home. She lives in a 2-story. Georgia, who was 5, Elsie, who was 3, wanted to show Nana how they play Ariel under the sea. Now, for any of you who have ever done acting, you know you have to be in costume for it to be legit. Now, Elsie was already prancing around with her mermaid bottom on. Georgia could not find hers. Tears erupted, wails of tears. Now, my daughter and son-in-law, I happen to think, I'm biased, I freely admit that, are fabulous parents. They were bringing in Ariel nightshirts, Ariel headbands, Ariel barrettes, anything Ariel they were bringing in. Georgia wanted none of that. Meanwhile, the tears kept getting bigger and stronger. Well, here I am Nana. I could not allow Georgia to continue to be that upset. So I said, Georgia, let's do this. Let's join hands because that creates more energy. And let's say a prayer. Let's just say a prayer. Now, in the last segment, I indicated that whenever I pray with God and I partner up, I am honestly having a conversation because God, in my humble opinion, is my friend. So we had joined hands. I said, now, God, here's the deal. We know Georgia's Mermaid Bottom is here in the house. We know that, but we don't know where it is. Now, in the laundry room, on top of the dryer, there is like a Mount Olympus height of clean clothes. You know what that looks like. Well, Dana and Danny looked there. They looked under furniture. They brought in, like I said, mermaid bottoms, nightshirts, barrettes, everything. So, God, it would be really helpful if you could let Georgia know the exact location where she is going to find her mermaid bottom. The show must go on. Thanks, God. And then I said, okay, now, Georgia, this next step, now keep in mind, she is 5 years old. Now, Georgia, God answers prayers via thoughts. Via thoughts. Thoughts are now going to pop, just like that, into your head. So it's very important that you pay attention. With that, Georgia hopped off her bed, went over and stood by the door jamb. I would say max 15 seconds. That's it, 15 seconds. Came back, sat cross-legged on her bed as though she was getting ready to do a meditation. And what she does is she does a deep dive underneath her bed, pulls up what? Her mermaid bottom that had been turned inside out. So it was black, not green. My daughter had actually looked under the bed and missed it because it was black. Now that she found it, the show could go on. God, thanks a bunch. I mean, we really appreciated your help. Now, in fairness to my daughter and son-in-law, I think, quite honestly, they did what most people do. They just jump into action. Prayer is never a thought that enters their mind. So, guys, this is why I encourage you. I mean, Georgia was frustrated. Did prayer solve the issue? Yes, it did. Did prayer, 15 seconds versus no prayer, solve the issue faster? I think it's pretty safe to say prayer solved the issue faster. Did prayer in this issue eliminate worry faster? I think, in fairness, in what you've seen, yes, it does. You know, I just can't say enough about the importance of prayer. It is a game changer. It is a worry changer. With prayer, worry no longer needs to be your middle name. It no longer needs to be your middle name. Now, the next time we meet, in my next segment, I'm actually going to be sharing with you how prayer can give you comfort. Yes, prayer can give you comfort. Because, you know, we all can experience hiccups in life, like death, for example. Prayer can give you comfort. Now, until we connect again, I want you to know this. You are awesome. You are the best. And no one, and I do mean no one, comes any finer than you. And that's the truth. Until we connect again, stay blessed. You are blessed. God bless.